Thanks for joining me. I'm Kira from KiraWoods.com. Today I'm going to do something quite different on my channel. It is a request from one of my subscribers, and she asked if I would give a reading, just sort of do a general reading. And my first thought was it's quite a difficult thing to do, because when I'm working with someone, the first thing I like to do is really tune into them and their energy, connect with their guides, and also so I can get their messages, sort of messages from their guides or their ancestors, or in my guides to speak to me in terms of connections for them, this person that I'm working with. And I'm thinking, how do I do that effectively without that person either, on the phone or on Zoom or here in person. So I spent the morning sort of trying to connect with this person, so in terms of energetically connecting. And I think I have managed to be able to do that. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go, see what it's like. So I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but we'll see how this goes. So I have felt this person around me throughout the day, and I've put forward this question, asking that her ancestors come while I do this reading, and share their wisdom about what they would like to pass on to her. So you know who you are. I'm not going to mention your name so that we maintain some confidentiality, because I do think that's kind of important in a reading. But you'll know it's for you, and I hope that even though this won't be a full reading, there will be some messages that will serve you in your questions. So the general area that you have asked is around your career and a couple of decisions that you're going to make in your career. I'm going to just do a bit of a general spread. If we were working together, probably after that I would then break out the very specific questions you have about, you have a couple of decisions to make, and we'd look at each decision separately as well as where they come together to give you that sort of that final piece. But I probably won't have time to do that with this video, because I'm just doing this as a bit of a sample to see what it's like. So let's have a quick look. And as I said, I've been trying to spend the morning in my meditation practice connecting with your energy and also that of your spirits. And let's just sort of see what I'm going to just do a bit of a split here. I like to split the deck to see what might come out, and I'll pick one of these. Okay, so let's just put the rest of them aside. So let's see. And also I'm not sure exactly with the camera stuff how I'm going to do this either, but we're just giving this a go to see what happens. What I probably will do is take a photograph and of the spread, and I'll make that the tag, which will probably help those of you who are learning, but also the person who this reading is for, who asked the question. Okay, so we're looking at career. And, sometimes I might just pull one card and start talking to the person, and as a way to sort of start to engage. And so, for example, the first card I've drawn for the situation here, and I sort of have my own spread I've made up, is the 10 of Pentacles. So that's the situation card that I've drawn for this person around their career. So it is a card that has come up about Pentacles. So it is fits very well with career. But don't always worry about that. Like if you get a Swords card, or if you get a Cups card and you think, oh, but the question's about career, because that's okay, because the message will still be there. Because you're looking at the flow of the reading to see how that comes out. Yes, that'll do, and I'll put the rest over here. Okay. So I might just start out and sort of build in interacting with the person and seeing how they respond. As I said, how their ancestors come in to give messages, and one of them just sort of popped in here to say to me, this Pentacles, this 10. Remembering the 10 of Pentacles is very much about family and ancestors. So they're definitely wanting to come to speak with you. I'm just going to call you Rachel for today. So your family, your history is very important in your decision about this career, and they are wanting to let you know that they're helping you guide, because you've come to an end. There's been, whatever you've been working on, whatever career you've been doing, has come to a natural conclusion. The question is though, have you learnt what it is that you needed to learn within that experience of that career? So there's a little bit of a karmic element. That karmic element is also actually related to your ancestral connection though too. So part of sometimes in our lives, our karmic journey is actually finishing elements of karmic processes or pathways of our ancestors, and we kind of get to finish that or end that for our ancestral lineage. And a little bit of what you've been doing is part of that. So that's actually quite important, because what you've drawn next, the card of influence around this career change for you in this decision, is you've drawn the Fool. So for me, I always draw a card of influence following the situational card. So the fact that Fool's come up has letting me know that you really have come to a point where what you've been doing is coming to something of a conclusion, or there's an element of it that's coming to a conclusion. So without you here to talk to directly and get some immediate feedback, the message I'm getting is that there's an element of it that's coming to a conclusion. You've gained some wisdom and some insight that you are ready now. Because it's a 10, you have this opportunity to absorb it, but also to both take forward the essence of it, which is what the Fool's wanting to let you do, but start something new. So new on the horizon, there's a wonderful opportunity for you with this beautiful Fool to take that leap forward. So in this career change, I think you mentioned you had an opportunity, something about joining a company or maybe doing a part-time business with someone. Okay, both of them are new. Both have this element of newness to them, which fits very well for you. And there is something. So listen to your dreams, your visions, how you might find your intuition speak to you, because this Fool, this wisdom of the Fool. Remember, the Fool's the beginning of the journey, but the Fool also has all the wisdom and knowing of all that has come before. So when you get a 10 and then you get a 0 or following, you really know that there is a natural completion and a new beginning. But with the new beginning, you take all the wisdom and knowing and insights of what has come to an end, the essence of it gets to go forward. And that is quite beautiful for you in this decision. But you need to really trust. You need to trust in yourself that you do know the answer. You actually do know the answer. You know which one is going to work for you best. But let's just sort of see what your cards want to say to you around to help you with that. So your card of advice you got is the Magician. So bang, wow, you've gotten two major arcana together. So right off, I'm looking at the spread here for you. And when I see, you can look at the picture because I'll make it a tag if I can. The Magician. And my phone just went off there, so I hope that's not on the recording, but if it is, sorry about that. The Magician remember, the Magician is connecting spirit and manifestation on the earth. So the Magician, so you've gone from the Fool, the 0 to the 1 in the major arcana, beautiful. And there's, again, the colours are very red, there's lots of yellows, there's vibrancy, there's action, but it's action with spirit. So again, you're being reminded, so right off with the first 3 cards in your spread for you, Rachel, is, and I'm using the name Rachel just to help you keep some confidentiality, is letting you know that this connection to spirit is key. So whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever it is that you want to grow and flourish and bring forth the essence of it, is very much around you will follow the path that serves you best if you bring your connection to spirit with you, if you maintain that. So however you do that, if it's that you take long walks on the beach, or if you play music, or if you sing, or if you have a creative endeavor, or if you sit and meditate, or if you do yoga, or doesn't matter, if you're, someone who goes surfing or something. It doesn't matter. It's however you feel connected to spirit. You're taking those deep breaths every morning when you get up. Doing that is really, really important to you with making this decision. You want to really, your connection to spirit is very strong right now, and it wants to help guide you. You need to open yourself up and listen. You need to ask the question within yourself. Okay. So, and again, because you've drawn another major arcana. Wow. For your unconscious, so this is your nighttime spirit world. This is your dreams. This is your visions. You've drawn the moon card. And remember, the moon card is wanting to let you know that sometimes we need to really make the effort to connect, that otherwise we might not see all there is to see. We might find ourselves caught a little bit in the illusion of what we think we know is true when it's not true. So when I see this moon card particularly coming up in the position of your unconscious self wanting to speak to you, I know that your dreams are very, very important. So if you don't have a dream journal, or if you've ever done a dream journal, pull that out and have one by your bed and do that, because the true knowing of what you want, you're asking, is there wanting to present itself to you, and you are the one that actually has the answer. It is there. Your spirit, your ancestors, your connection to spirit has been giving you the answers now for quite a while, actually. So I would say this has been building over a series of months, particularly as the previous career role has coming to an end, or the job itself. So listen. You have the wisdom, you have the insight, you have the knowing. For some reason, you're not trusting it, though. And that's the part, I guess, that we want to, if you were here, we'd explore a bit more. It's like, what is holding you back from believing and trusting and opening yourself up to this flow? Because this flow is there for you. This road, the pathway that you are to take, where all that will be shined down, that you will then move into this next phase karmically, but also this next phase of your life that will bring you about all the experiences that you need for your soul's journey, is being presented to you, but you're not sure. And I'm saying that because you've drawn a 5 of Pentacles in your conscious mind. So your conscious mind is overthinking it in a way, because you're caught in a sense of worry or uncertainty, but you're actually not looking at what you know, that you actually know the answer, that you have this sense of connection, and you already can step into that place where you will be in the flow, where all that you are needing to experience, all that you're wanting to experience, it's just the doorways have been opened. But for some reason, and that's the part, perhaps if you were here, we could chat about, you're holding yourself back. You're looking away, you're looking down, you're being a little uncertain. So we have to ask, what is it that's not sitting with you quite right? So I know you've been offered 2 possible opportunities. One is clearly the one that you know will work for you right now, for whatever reason. But you're still playing with pondering the other one, because why? I'd be asking. What about it is still pulling at you? What is a part of that? And I'm going to suspect it's something to do with the uncertainty. And none of us ever know when we make big changes, particularly in our career, but any part of our life. We none of us are given a book with all the answers. It's whether, you get a new job or you have a child. None of it comes with a manual, And even if you did come with a manual, it wouldn't be the manual that would actually play out. So you're holding yourself in a place of uncertainty, but you're doing it. I guess is you're choosing to do that. And I'm asking, So what is about this change that you're suddenly resisting? You've wanted it, you've asked for it, it's flowed into your life, and you're suddenly pulling back, you're suddenly resisting. And what is that resistance about? And so your higher self is saying you're creating this battle. You are battling now with yourself. You're battling with your sense of what is my passion, my desire, what is my sense of action, what action do I take? On some level, you've climbed to the top of the hill and you're battling something. Now, I'm beginning to think, because this 7 of Wands has come up, and the message I'm getting, the battle is to do with some perception you have around somebody else. So is someone in your family, I'm asking you, maybe a parent, grandparent, maybe somebody who's of significance to you, a mentor perhaps, have they told you that it's a crazy idea? So the thing that you really want to do, and you actually know what that is, of the two that you mentioned, you know which one you want in your heart, but somebody in your environment that you hold in high esteem has challenged you that financially it's not a good decision for you, or on some level your material well-being is perhaps at risk, or they've raised that fear in you. So it's about the fear. So the moon is letting us know there's a fear element that's come along for you around this decision of change, to do with then what will that mean in your material well-being. And you're kind of, even though you still know what you want, your passion, your desire, you know what you want, you've started to battle yourself and battle, so in a way battle them. So they've become a little bit they've questioned on some level your decision around it. And so ask yourself, who are they and where do they fit? Because in the environment, so in terms of this, the thing that you want to do, you've drawn this beautiful Ace of Wands. So this new beginning is, it's ready for the growth. But with the one, remember, with an ace, the opportunity is there, the ability for the change to occur is there. It's all ready, but there's no guarantee it'll happen, because it does require action. And it requires love and nourishment and fuel and belief and flow. You know, if we go out and plant a seed in the ground, if we don't take care of it, it's not going to survive. That's what this beautiful Ace of Wands. But it is a gift from God. So your spirit, your essence, your ancestral essence, and it is your ancestral essence, is letting you know that this one of these things that you're wanting to do, which you know which one you want, is the one that is going to bring you to a place that you need to go to. And if you don't go there, you're going to end up there at some point in your life anyhow. There are lessons that you're going to learn, and the beauty of it, and the opportunity, a beautiful opportunity you've got. But you've brought fear in. Somewhere there's a fear element, and this fear element, I'm hearing, is very much related to someone in your family who maybe went down this path and it didn't work for them. So somewhere in your ancestral line, whether it's someone who's with you, I think it is someone who's with you, and it may also, you might know who it is, because it's somebody who's newly come back into being more involved in the family. They had some involvement in this type of career avenue that you want to go in, and maybe it didn't work out so well for them. Maybe they lost some money, or maybe they got overworked or overstressed, and so just be mindful of that. But this is about you. This is about where you want to go and what's right for you. So come back to that fool's energy, come back to that innocence, that purity, that belief, that knowing, that grace, beautiful grace. Because if you go with that energy, if you bring that into the fold, you don't have to repeat their experience. Okay? you have an opportunity to do it differently, because you are a uniquely different person. You come with a uniquely different sense of knowing, of connection, if you are connected. So I'm asking you, are you connected? Are you connected with your own sense of spirit? Are you listening to your dreams? Are you paying attention to your own sense of knowing? Because this Knight of Swords, which is here, there's a message wanting to come to you. So somebody's trying to give you this message, and you need to filter out. Like we all get millions of emails every day, and we have to decide, well, which ones are important and which ones aren't. We have to be mindful that some might be spam type stuff, and some things could be a blessing. Somebody's connecting who's just the person I need to talk to do this, that, or the other. So it's like, be mindful to pay attention to the messages that are around you, pay attention to the communication, listen to it, take it on board, but filter it at the same time. That action, don't be reactive. If someone suddenly jumps in and says, "You crazy idea," and then you kind of just take it on and go, oh, maybe it is then a crazy idea, because you need to ask yourself, well, is their opinion or is their message the one that's right for me? Why? So listen to it, definitely listen to it, because they might give you that one little piece of the puzzle. It's like you've been thought about it and you've analyzed it and you've assessed the pros and cons or the ins and outs of this new business or this new career, who this company is and what you might do with them if we're talking about that, or this part-time job, or this whatever you want, thinking of doing this new business. You might have looked at all the ins and outs, and is there a market for it, and is there how might I do it, and what is the outlay, and all that, and what is my balance sheet going to look like, blah, 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 blah. So listen to that. There's wisdom coming to you, but filter it. Filter it, take out the bit of the history, their history. Remember, when we all share our opinion and ideas, we bring our own, what I think of, colored glass with us. So I'm looking at the situation a little bit, if I'm talking to a friend and they're telling me they want to do blah, 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 and I'm going, oh, blah, 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 blah. I've got my filters, my colored glass. My experiences come out in that moment. And so as the person listening, you listen, but you listen with a clarity that goes, okay, that's part of their agenda. That's part of their experience. I take the wisdom of that, okay, because I don't want to repeat their mistakes. Perhaps they're telling me about their marketing idea or their this, that, and the other. I want to take the gems out of the information. I listen to the information. I take the gems out, and then I apply that to what I know, what my sense of knowing is around it. Okay, what my sense of awareness is, or my ability to connect with my highest self, my highest knowing. I apply the information, I apply the knowledge. So listen to the messages that are coming to you from those that you trust and believe and have taken that journey before you, but filter it into a place where you take the gems of the information out and use it for you to plant this beautiful wand. Okay, this beautiful Ace of Wands. So your sense of get up and go, your sense of being able to take on something new with love and heart and willingness to put the work in, because it's going to be work, to put the work in and to water and nourish and love and bring forth this life of this new career for you. You are able, you have that. And the wisdom that is coming in, the messages that are coming in, filter out what gives added value to that knowing you already have, and what bits do you honor and respect but realize they belong with them. Particularly the ones that they bring forth that might involve some sort of, oh my God, it won't work because you're going to lose money, or you're going to be overworked or overstressed. I mean, it's important to pay attention to that, but is that a piece of the information that you need to know? You might, I don't know. You have to ask yourself, and that's the thing. You have to take that information on and ask yourself. Because In terms of your helper card in this decision making, you've drawn a 9, a beautiful 9 of Pentacles. I mean, just look at this beautiful card. This is a woman who's standing strong. This is a woman who knows in herself what is right for her. This is a woman who knows that if she follows her heart and her passion, she can bring forth all that she needs and desires to manifest all the things that we need in this world to have a happy, healthy life. So she can bring forth the money she needs, the finances, the well-being, physical, mental, emotional. She's got this beautiful bird, so she's got the spirit around her of the animal kingdom. She's growing. Look at this beautiful growth pattern. I mean, this card is letting you know that if you bring your sense of essence to the situation in the decision making, you will have a wonderful outcome. Now, in terms of the outcome card though, first time we've really hit a really strong swords card. Remember, swords cards are your mind taking off. As I said, we had a swords card before the Knight, but that was around messages coming through. So we've got 2 5s in this reading. So I like to look at the whole reading. We've got 2 5s. And one has come up in terms of your mind, what your mind is thinking about. And the other one has come up in the immediate, as the outcome card, which is the 5 of Swords. Now, what this is telling me is that, again, I'm coming back to, if you don't trust in yourself and really connect with yourself, then there is the possibility that you will find that you will struggle a little bit with speaking your truth and standing strong. So when I see this beautiful 5 of Swords, the mind is coming into play, and the mind is very important when you're making decisions about career. But it's like knowing which piece, who can I trust and who can't? Is there someone around me that maybe isn't sharing with me the whole of what's true, or will I end up needing to stand firm? This is what this card's speaking about. Will I need to, in this decision, have to stand firm? And I think this is coming back to the message I'm getting. It's coming back to that once you make the decision which way you're going, follow it. Go with it. And there may be those around you who will keep sharing their belief, which is perhaps that it's not going to work for you. And you're going to need to stand strong. You're going to need to use your mental strength to communicate clearly and concisely with them around that this is right for you, and trust and believe in your heart. Because you will be put in a position somewhere along the way once you've made the decision and you've started to move in that direction. And an element of doubt may creep back in, which will come from somebody else. And you're going to be tested around standing strong, around standing firm. And where needed, perhaps sort of speak your message with some forcefulness. And so you might find that for you, Rachel, there's an element that I don't like doing that. And this is going to be a little bit the test of what you're going to do. Is, I think, the message I'm getting, you like harmony, you like things to flow, you like everyone to be happy, which we all do. That you're going to be a little bit challenged. You're going to be challenged around needing to step outside that comfort zone of everything just being hunky-dory and easygoing, and everyone loves what you're doing and so forth, and realize that you're going to need to stand up for yourself, and you're going to need to maybe take the fight on in terms of the intellectual fight around, I know what I'm doing. Yes, I'm going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes when we're changing career. Perhaps, we all have to perhaps take a little bit of a sidestep when we change career, but this is right for you, and you're going to need to continually bring about that message. And if you do that, if you stand strong, if you take on perhaps the element of feeling uncomfortable around that level of having to stand up for your decision to do something differently, that's focused, being very focused in your communication, very clear, very direct, keeping on track, keeping your wits about you and things like that, you're going to get this 10, this beautiful 10 of cups, which is those in the family who have struggled with it will come around and you will celebrate great success in the end. Okay, so if you take on the challenge of this 5, speak your truth, keep your wits about you, stay tall, stay firm, stay strong, this will come. Okay, so this is the ultimate potential possibility of where your career will end up if you do this work. Okay, this is going to be the work though for you, because this is not what you naturally like to do. Okay, so that's where you've got the grace, you've got the beauty, you've got the ability, you've got the drive, you've got the essence, you've got the love. You don't always like the fight, and often the fight is needed as well, you know, particularly around, because sometimes the fight that comes from outside is part of what cleans out the fight within us. You probably don't even realize, because we all do it, that there's an element, even though you really, really know you want to do this, there's an element, there's always that little bit of doubt, and this is going to clear it out. This is going to clear out that doubt, these cobwebs. And people come into our lives to help us, challenge us to clear out the cobwebs. Okay, so these are the mental cobwebs, because this is a thought. So there's going to be a little bit of that mental battle, both within yourself and within others. And you're going to really need to know, learn how to pick the battles, how to solve. Now, this is not, battles. This is the intellectual battles. How to be clear with your language, how to use words constructively, how to stand up for yourself. That good debate. Yes, hearing what other people think, but still standing up and being proud of what it is that you want to say, having that sense of integrity around your own intellectual knowing and your communication, and having that courage to stay true. Okay, and eventually, even though they might turn away, others might temporarily turn away, they're going to come back around. Okay, they're going to see that, okay, so you have it. There's a beautiful reading. As I said, I'm going to try and I hope that helps, Rachel. I hope those of you who are watching have found this useful. I'm not sure whether that is in terms of the fact this reading is, of course, about someone else. But that's sort of generally how I like to do a reading. And as I said, if the person was here, Rachel, if you were here, then we'd be pulling things apart and possibly even looking at some pros and cons of the two specific decisions. But as I said, really, you know the answer. So follow it. Yes, there will be some steps along the way of learning. Fabulous. The outcome potential is fantastic. You will find that you will truly love what you do. And what more could anyone ask, really, when it comes to a career? So I wish you many blessings. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you like this video, please hit the button wherever it is down there, I think. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. And I wish you all the best. Have a lovely day. Cheers. Bye.